Anyway, may tanong si Ariel Kalipayan, Sir Benjie, ano ang mga Annunaki? Ano ang mga paniniwala ng mga unang sibilisasyon sa creator ng mga unang tao? Sino at saan galing ang lahi ng Annunaki? May creator din kaya sila o galing sila sa species na nag-evolve? Ganun din si Ercid Ranyowa Ganda na ang explanation doon ni Adam, ano kaya ang opinion po ninyo sa sinasabing Annunaki creation story is the biggest secret kept in human history at tungkol kay Enki at Enlil. Ito, tinalaki na namin niya si Enki at si Enlil. Ito ang paliwanag dyan ng guro natin na si Adam Reyes.
Good evening, Ariel. Yung question mo about the Annunaki, take note, Annunaki basically was first recorded in the post-Akkadian civilization. Ngayon, if you want to go deeper into the lore at saka yung mythos, you can actually look at yung tablet known as the Enuma Elish. Itong Enuma Elish na tablet na to, it's one of the oldest recordings where the Anunnaki are actually mentioned. If you're going to go into the tablet, kung ang question mo is saan nanggaling yung mga Anunnaki or who created them, then basically, yung pinaka-primordial mentioned dun sa Enuma Elish is known as Apsu. Kasi if I'm going to translate the ancient Babylonian text, no? Literally, ito yung translation. When the heavens above did not exist and earth beneath had not come into being, there was Apsu, the first in order, their begetter, and the demiurge Tiamat, who gave birth to them all. So, kumbaga, yung Anunnaki are part of yung 7 levels or 7 groups. However, yung pinaka-primordial, it would seem to be Apsu. So, everything else would come from itong kay Apsu. So, however, take note, this is only based on the Enuma Elish. There are also sometimes other varying and sometimes contradictory accounts of sino nga ba talaga ang nag-create ng Anunnaki. Pero if you're going to base it on that specific ancient stone tablet, no, they are among the first of the 7, and ang pinaka-primordial, yung pinaka-nauna dun sa lahat sa kanila is known as Apsu. With regard to your second question about Enki and Enlil, itong si Enki at saka si Enlil, these are very, very ancient and primordial gods. These belong to ancient Sumeria. So naturally, these are among the earliest, how do you put it, tabulations or recordings of the idea of God in archaeological history. Doon sa question mo na itong issue or itong story na it is the biggest kept secret in human history, well, you know, if you're going to ask about secrets being big and everything, it all depends on your criteria kasi if you're going to look about itong sina Enki at saka si Enlil, technically speaking, thousands of years into the future, kapag halimbawa a time would come na tayo mismo bilang mga tao, we have perhaps left for the stars or we have transferred planets, and some archaeologists would try to study the origins of human civilization. Thousands of years from now, yung mga belief natin about God, about Bathala, about si Malakas at saka si Maganda, for example, for Philippine folklore at saka mythology, those would be basically their findings about kung ano yung mga ancient beliefs natin. So, if you're going to ask me kung ano yung tingin ko na this is one of the biggest kept secrets, I actually wouldn't even call it a secret. Bakit? Because once upon a time, the ancient Sumerians actually worshipped and believed in these beings, in these deities. So all of them are basically part of our culture, of our history, of our heritage na kung tawagin. Kasi all of this points back to one thing. We are asking ourselves, where did we come from? What is the origin of the universe? Where is God in all of this? Does God even exist? And if so, what is his or her name? Kasi, you know, there are some people who believe that God is actually feminine. Kaya nga may tinatawag na divine feminine eh. For example, in Ireland, the Christians actually refer to God as a goddess. So, as we go back through time, as our technologies develop, to be able to let us peer back further into the history of humanity, it all boils down to our cry out as human beings, as mortals, trying to find our purpose in this life. And although there is truth in the saying that sometimes understanding where you came from can actually give you a certain sense of focus as to where you are heading, nandun pa rin yung point na even if halimbawa you discover that you are from another world or another planet, would it make what you do here and now in the present as who you are any different? And if there is one point to all of this, it's actually very simple. Learn to love yourself and be proud of who you are in the here and the now. And regardless of where you came from, it all depends on what you do right now, on the acts of kindness, on the acts of love that you commit to those around you. This is what is going to determine our future as a species. There will always be myths and legends of lore. Someday in the future, I wouldn't be surprised if we were to find archaeological facts or archaeological sites that we never knew before existed. Perhaps even on the moon, or let's say in other parts of the world that we have yet to explore. Maybe someday in the future, we're going to find something deep down in the Marianas Trench. Tapos may mahanap tayo which would point us in a completely different direction. But these are all in our past. What are we going to do at the present to build a better future for this world and our children? That is the question that we should actually always ask ourselves in our daily waking life. How do we make this world a better place? Humanity will always have secrets. Governments will always keep secrets from each other because all of them are afraid. They want to be the superior to their contemporaries. And what was once believed in by the thousands, once people believed in Enki and Elil, once people even worshipped Apsu and all the others, they are still gods and we are still mortals. They are still beliefs which are designed to help make this world a better place. These are basically ways by which we can teach each other to live in harmony with one another. So the function and the purpose of these ancient deities remains the same. It is actually precisely for this reason why religion doesn't matter much to me. You can have any religion you want. Religion is a matter of choice. The question is, what do you do with what you believe in? How do you act on your fellow men or women? How are you going to help make this world a better place by living the life you alone can live? These are the questions that are truly worth pursuing. And yes, the more we dig back into the past, the more we will learn about ourselves. And what matters is once we learn more about who we are and where we came from, we use this to become better, to not make the mistakes that we have already committed in the past.